G'day mates, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Lexi's budget bunker build. So this would be, what's this, episode 13. So I'm not overly superstitious, so I'm not going to call it lucky, or unlucky rather. It is what it is. It's just a number. So just to give you it's a bit squashy in here, so you'll have to excuse the camera angles. It's a bit hard to find anywhere for the camera. But today's little job, I'm going to start getting the rebar installed on these walls to basically for retaining. So as I go deep, I want to start digging again soon, going deeper, and obviously I don't want it all collapsing in on me. So I'm going to put rebar all the way around. It'll be welded, it'll be solid as, and that should stop any collapses. And what I'm going to do, because I'm thinking, I obviously don't have to use too much rebar and have to, if I want the gap small, I'm going to have to use tons of this stuff. So I'm thinking, well, how I'm going to hold back this clay, and the I don't think the coal bags may not be enough. So what I'm going to do is use these core flute signs. These are all the signs from work. They were going to throw them out. They're sort of like one-use things for events, and they've been and gone. And so my thinking is to staple these to the walls, and I'm thinking maybe alternate. See, they flex. So they kind of flex one way. The what do you call them? The ribs, I suppose, go in one direction. So I'm thinking if I put one this way and then put one crossways, we've got ribs going in two directions, which I think will make it a lot stronger. And then the rebar in front of that, holding it back. And I think that's going to be a pretty solid solution. So we'll see. Oh, bloody clay is sticky as. It's absolutely horrible. I thought about putting something down on it, maybe some coal bags or something, but I really want it to dry out. It's not going to dry out if it's all covered up, so I'll just put up with it for now. Probably what I really need to do is get some sand down on it. I could think of getting some sawdust from work, where they got bags of the stuff to get rid of, but I'm worried that might clog the pump up, so I'm not going to do that. Don't want any more pump problems. I don't know if you can hear, it's raining right now, so it's scheduled to get quite, or forecast to get quite heavy. We'll see if the pump works, I guess. Anyway, I don't know how much of this you can see, because you're probably just looking at my back. It's bloody hopeless trying to get a camera angle in here. Let's try this camera in here. So I can't see what the camera can see, but oh yeah, you're probably better see something there. Alright. Kind there, but it's not going to go. We can just go right. Oh, this is gravel and crack back there. So, the old staple doesn't want to go through. Let's just bang it in the centre if I get my fridge. Alright. Overlap these. I don't think that's necessary, but we'll overlap the next layer. It's poking out a bit. I remember somebody warning me in the comments about making sure nothing was poking out. Getting it all shaved off, and probably should have listened a bit better, because look at that, I need to cut that back a bit. When I do the wall, when I cast the concrete, I actually do plan to bring it in maybe, I don't know, a couple of inches in from the edge of this, all the way around. So what I'll do is I'll drill this and put steel rods in, and then concrete the wall up to there, and that'll stabilise all that, make it a lot more solid. So it actually doesn't need to be flush with this, it just doesn't really be poking out too much. And the other consideration is the more I shape back, the more concrete I'm going to need, which adds to the cost. So now if I just do one like that, that'll do, I reckon. And then I can get those two. I've got two pieces of rebar poking out of the concrete there. I'll just weld onto that. Straight across to the other side. Put a couple of pins into the side. I think that's going to work. A big shuffle round. That's the trouble, isn't it? Not a lot of room in here. Put the ladder and everything else. I wonder if it's going to poke into the clay there. I want my camera to fall over it. No, that doesn't look stable at all. There we go. Let's poke out a bit. Let's play musical ladders. Oh God, this is hopeless. Amateur hour. Sorry guys. Yeah, I've lost my hammer. What did I do with my hammer? Oh, there it is. Yeah, I watch some of these other YouTubers. They make it all so easy. It's so polished. But you can only do what you can do, right? Yeah, at the end of the day, I'm doing this for me, for my pleasure. I'm enjoying actually the process, and just at the end of it, hopefully enjoy a very nice cosy little bunker. Right. Oh, this is interesting. This one actually, yeah, this one's a bit different. So most of these, the ribs go long ways, but this one, the ribs actually go sideways. Seems to be the only odd one out. Yeah, should I cut that to size or just leave it like that? See, because I cut out that other wall, which I actually, you know, as I mentioned in an earlier video, I didn't really want to do, but no choice because of all the loose material, it has actually made this section quite a bit bigger anyway. So I think I'll go with this. And then when we start excavating the next section, I might make up some sort of a, I don't know, some sort of a jig or template of some sort, just to make sure that I'm keeping the size of it correct. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. I don't know, I really don't know if I need another layer on there, to be honest. By the time we've got a couple of strips of rebar going across there. I wonder. How much thicker is it going to make it? Yeah, no. Yeah, let's do it. Strafe. There we go. That clay is nasty. All right. Yeah, I think I'll weld this section up, get the rebar in, and then do the next section once I've excavated a bit. So I'm working at about height. I mean, I could go down a bit. I'll just grab the camera and show you what I'm talking about here. So I've got this section here. Now what I could do is I could go down a bit and do a bit more. It's actually not deep enough for a full sheet. But what I'm thinking is I'll dig, and then when I get down that there's enough room for another full sheet, I'll do the next section. And I think that'll be reasonably safe. Because all this bit up here will be pinned, secure, and it'll just be that bottom bit that isn't pinned, and so it'll be what, a metre. Yeah, I'm going with that. Right, let's measure up for some rebar. Alright, hopefully that camera angle isn't too rubbish. You can see what I'm doing. So I'm basically going to weld the rebar onto the piece poking out of the wall, and then I'm going to drive this piece in here at an angle, weld it on there. Do the same on the other side, and then put a piece across the end, and then I'll probably weld some pieces up and across, just to brace the top piece, and then there'll be another one further down, about there, if you can see that, a couple of pieces down, and build on that. I've got one more, past that I've got one more rebar poking out of the wall, and then I'll be basically just pinning it all the way around. I think that should make it pretty solid. Roughly level, doesn't have to be spot on, it's only it's going to be out of sight once it's covered in concrete. Heard my dad's voice then. And if you notice, I was holding the hammer halfway up the shaft, and he always used to have a go at me for that. He says, "Have it right on the end, get the full leverage, full swing." All right, now that'll work. I'd actually chuck a staple in here to hold it in place, and then make it easy to weld. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. Try and slip a piece of steel behind here while I'm welding, so I don't burn holes in the in coal bags, and I don't know how to get on with that corner, but at least over here try and minimise the amount of holes I burn in it. I mean, obviously I'll put in holes in it with the staples, but hopefully they won't get too much water through. What's wrong with me? Oh yeah, succumbed and chucked some bags down here. That's sticking to the ground. It's nasty. Oh, come on. Tied up against it. Oh no. Yeah, what's holding? Ah, there we go, that'll do. I'm going to weld across the end there. Alright, let's get the MIG welder down here. There you go guys, the winch, well winch, pulleys in action. Poor man's winch. That worked beautifully. It's so much easier than trying to carry it down those stairs. Honestly, it's only a matter of time before I would have taken a fall with that. That got it down there easily and safely. Calling that a success. I mean, later on I will get a proper winch, don't get me wrong. I want the money for it. But when I buy one, I actually want to buy a pretty heavy duty one. And the reason for that is I want to, once the shaft is finished, I'll use that to build an elevator, like a proper lift. Which might sound a bit ambitious, but I've got some plans to do it, in my head at least. And I have to admit, this tripod's playing games today. I've watched a few other channels, and what they've done in that area, and got a few ideas from that. So yeah, it's all doable. So I don't want to buy a winch that's underpowered for that project, and so yeah, the winch will be quite expensive. So I'll wait until I actually ready to use it for the lift, and then I'll invest in that. At the moment, I just want all the money to go into allowing me to dig the shaft and strengthen that concrete, get that side of it all done. Alrighty, let's get down there and do some welding. Alright, so I got the welder down here, all powered up, and I've also got a little fan set up on the edge there. So as you probably recall, I have put in some ventilation shafts and an exhaust down an inlet. Haven't got them set up with a motor or anything yet. And when I do that, I actually want to do it with 12 volt. So I can run it all off solar power, which I don't have quite enough gear for that just yet. So this fan will just keep the fumes to a minimum, and with these pipes I think it'll help as well. And here's a question I should probably research on Google, or somebody might know. Me filming MIG welding, is that going to damage my camera? I wonder. I don't know. I know it damages your eyes if you look at it, but hopefully the camera doesn't get the direct glare. Come on. What's going on? Put enough lead, there we go. That ain't going to break. Right, let's do this end. Yeah, that fan's working a treat. A lot less smoky in here. That's right. Yeah, put it to this side. Best, I guess. Oh, you bugger. There we go. Oh, come on! It keeps getting caught on the back of the welder. Ah! Phew, I thought it was getting a bit smoky. It's all good. That's a solid there, that ain't going anywhere. Right, to the other side. Talk about musical bloody ladders and everything else. Let's go over in the corner for a minute. Right up against that hot weld. Okay. Push you over here. Push you over here. I've done it. What a shambles. It's down the right. Done with the other plane. Stable. Not even long enough. In fact, it's not quite long enough. That was poking right in, that's the trouble. I don't think I better bend it out. Try. A little tight, bend it out a bit. Well, I don't like my chances. So now I'm going to have to move the lever again. Alright, we're back. So I managed to bend that, that's the offending article, managed to bend that out a little bit, courtesy of this big piece of pipe. So now you can just weld that up, weld the other end, the cross piece, across the other end, and we're getting somewhere. Pretty good. shed. Fire in the hole. Thankfully I don't have any smoke detectors in here. Alright, it's not the prettiest weld, but it'll do the job. Measure up the next bit. Alright, I've got that cross piece in, and I'm quite happy I've got it sort of snuck in behind the other two pieces. It's wedged in there. Just chuck a bit of weld on there. That, just power. One of the things I'm going to do as soon as I've got enough of this rebar stuff up and it's strong, is I'll mount a ladder to it, and like get myself a cheap ladder and yeah, have a fixed ladder, and then I can get rid of this thing, which takes up too much room in the hole. You know? Trying to work around that, it's hopeless. And now that I've got the block and tackle, of course, I can lift things in and out of the hole with that. So yeah, that'll be a big help, I think. Oh, I'm quite pleased with that. Another little section of, I suppose, for want of a better word, waterproofing on the outside. So what used to happen is all the rain would collect in this gully. If it's raining quite hard, it would actually be quite a lot of water coming down there. And it would work its way down here and then soak into the gravel at the end there that I dug out. Well, now, it all goes to plan, it'll just wash down over the edge there. And where there's a bit of a gap there in the end, I'll chuck a bit of sealer in there, sort that out, that'll be fine. But that's gonna displace, I mean, it's all about displacing the water from where it was going, which was inside the bunker, to going somewhere else. So eventually all along this side there's going to be drainage channel. I'll have a drainage channel right up against the fence, put that sort of down a bit, and then layer some plastic on a bit of an angle so that it drains water down into it, and then chuck the scoria on top of that so it's all out of sight. But then any water as it drains down the side of the shed, down off the flashing, and then it'll drain down into the gully and away from your bunker. So yeah, just another step. Alright guys, that's pretty much another weekend for me. Didn't get much of an opportunity to get a lot done. And what I did get done, I actually didn't manage to mess up the camera, so I ended up not filming some of it, but never mind. The end result is I've got some rebar in here, so this strip here is welded in all the way around, and this bottom piece is just sitting there. That's ready to weld on my next session. So what I plan to do is I'll take a piece up and around and down, and then brace it across in the corner, same in this corner, and a piece up here and over, and that'll brace the top piece. I don't see the top piece being a great issue anyway, but I want a bit of bracing in there, so that'll do that. And then I've got one more strip down the bottom there coming out of the wall. So again, the same sort of scenario where I'll put some of this core flute signage. This is old signage. I've got tons of this stuff. So what I've done, I've actually layered it 2 layers. See, I don't know if you can see, might show in the camera, but basically the ribs run this way, and then this centerpiece ribs run that way. So I'm picking that gives it a lot more strength by alternating the ribs like that, and I'm pretty sure a bit of rebar holding that's going to act as a pretty good retaining wall. You know, and so this will basically be like a cage that I'll weld as I go down, manufacturing weld as I go down, and it'll all be one piece because it's all welded together. And of course that'll be useful for when I actually concrete it, because we're going to need some rebar. Probably most likely put another piece out and across on all of these, or you know, crisscross them maybe, just so it's a bit more inside the cement. But yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I think it'll work out. But yeah, once I get past this piece, then I'll be just sinking the shaft down and basically making squares of rebar with pieces coming up, welding it all together. And the other thing I plan to do once I've got a bit more of this rebar and it's nice and solid is I'll make some sort of a ladder to go down the side, and then I can get this damn thing, this step ladder, out of the hole, because this is a real pain in the neck, to be honest. I'm trying to work around this, especially when I'm trying to get a camera down here as well. So yeah, if I can have a fixed ladder down one side, nicely out of the way, it'll be a big help. So planned for next weekend could be a bit messy. I've got a big tree coming down next weekend. It's right next to the house. It'll be sad to see it go, but with the stormy weather we've been getting, it's an old tree. It's got some existing pruning that's starting to go a bit rotten. So yeah, unfortunately she's got to come down. So I'll probably be overseeing that next weekend, but I'll get down here for a couple of hours, hopefully get a bit of welding done. And yeah, once I get that done, once I get this next layer done, this bottom piece down here all welded up, and the bits around the top. Then I'm going to start digging again, because this bottom strip I'll do when it's sort of basically not head height, maybe chest height, because it'll be a lot easier. I don't want to be working on my hands and knees. It'll be a lot easier to do that once I've got a bit more depth in the shaft. So all going well. Hopefully within 2 weeks, or 1 week and then the following week, I'll start digging again. I can't wait. I just want to start digging. All this other stuff's important. It has to be done. But yeah, I just don't feel like I'm making much progress with the actual digging side of things. And hopefully that all changes in a couple of weeks. So thanks for watching. And yeah, hope to catch up with you guys in the next episode. And that's it for me. Lex out.